Hello and welcome to the stream. This is Introducing DSU, where we're going to be having a little bit of a discussion about what the Montfort Students Union can do for you and what they will be offering you guys in 2020. So my name's Jake, I'll be your host for today. So make sure to say hi in chat, but firstly, I won't be doing this alone. So we're going to introduce one of the members of the DSU executive team. So let's get Laura in on this discussion. Hello.
Hello. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Great. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about who you are and what you do at the SU?
Of course. So hello, everybody. My name is Laura, pronouns she, her. I'm the academic executive at the Montfort Students Union. So essentially what that means is I look after all of your academic interests, make sure your course is working for you and making sure you're engaged with it as well. So both myself and Ben, who will be joining us super shortly, work together to ensure you get the best student experience as you possibly can do.
Fantastic. And yes, as you mentioned, Ben will be joining us, so let's get him involved. Hi, Ben.
Hi, everyone. How are you all?
Would you like to tell us a little bit more about what you're up to, what you do at the SU?
I am the welfare executive at the Students' Union, so I make sure everyone's sort of feeling good and everything's going well. So if anyone has any problems, like housing or stuff like that, I'll try to sort them out and make sure everyone can get the support they need so they can do well in their studies.
Fantastic. Okay, so I think we should probably start off with one of the easier questions. So what is it that the SU does? What is the purpose of the Students' Union?
Yeah, so a Students' Union, as sort of the name suggests a little bit, is it works for students. So we're completely owned by you. You are essentially our bosses. So we ensure that you have an excellent time at university, provide you with representation to make sure the university is working the best as it can be, but also provide activities for you, such as sports teams and societies, and have an advice service should you need to access it as well.
Fantastic. Great. So obviously, at the moment, it's a bit of a weird time. There's a lot of stuff changing. So let's try and keep it positive. And so I'll see what are you guys excited about for coming up in the next year?
Do you want to go first, Ben?
Yeah, I'll go first this time. I'm excited to get to know everyone and around the SU and around the student community. That everyone's brilliant. I'm also quite keen to get started on a couple of projects got coming up. My particular is make sort of skills class and stuff to make sure everyone is happy and comfortable when they start university, particularly make sure everyone's got what they need, so not in taking this time everyone can do what they need to make sure they can enjoy as much as they can.
Fantastic. Laura, you got anything to add?
Yes. So I think both Ben and I are so excited to meet some of you who might be new students. If any returning students are watching, we look forward to seeing you again as well. I think the particular project I'm really excited for this year is working to nurture sort of like an activist community within our student body. So if you want to talk about social justice, I'm the person to get in contact with. I'm also going to be ensuring that our course representation system, so these are Course reps are people who, there's usually 1 or 2 per course, and they're just students, perhaps like yourself, who work to ensure that the academic experience they're getting is the best as it possibly can do. So in the past, we've had students run their own campaigns within that to ensure that their peers are working amazingly as well. So yeah, I'm really excited to get started, to meet you all, and hopefully that'll be very soon.
Fantastic. You mentioned the course reps there. How can students get involved with becoming a course rep and all that kind of thing?
Yeah, so our course rep nominations will be open in the last week of September, first week of October, I believe. And you can find out more information about that on our website. It's a really great community to get involved with. I was a course rep when I was a student, and I joined to be a course rep because it's just a really great way of meeting people, because you're automatically talking to people on your course because you're wanting to find feedback from them. But it's also really great to find people perhaps like yourself, as we have course rep socials throughout the year. In the past, we've done things like crafts, we've done games, we've done a little bit of like sports stuff as well. So I'm not biased, but I think they're the best people ever.
No bias at all. It's fine.
No, not at all.
Fantastic. I think one of the big things to highlight is, of course, you guys, whilst you're executives for the university, you're also for the Students' Union, even not the university, my bad. You guys are also students, or at the very least, former students. So I did want to talk a little bit about that. So, what did you enjoy most about your time at DMU? Would you say?
Do you want to go first, Ben, or shall I go first?
I'll go first. I've actually taken a year out, so I've still got a year to finish in my student. So I've still got a lot to enjoy yet. I really enjoyed sort of getting involved. In particular, I was involved with a sports club last year, or the first year, I mean, and I made some great people there. Really good time. They able to make you feel part of the community, particularly. There's lots of other opportunities that I wish I got involved in it more. I've really enjoyed that though. That was when I was part of the sports club. That's really something I enjoyed.
Fair enough. Fantastic. Laura, you got anything else to say?
Yeah. So one thing I actually really enjoyed is we have a Give It a Go program. Now, I was one of these students who I really wanted to prioritise my academic experience, and I didn't realise you could actually balance a society and your coursework at the same time. So initially, I got involved with our Give It a Go. Now, societies and sports clubs sometimes run these, and these are sort of just one-off, no commitment sessions which you can go to if you fancy. Oh, I quite fancy, I don't know, joining football or like tennis, or perhaps some of our more niche societies as well. I really enjoyed that. I also got involved with volunteering at university, and that's work with DMU local. So I was going around to schools and helping to teach some drama classes there, because I just graduated from Arts and Festivals Management and Drama. Ben's actually still studying maths. So they were that experience was really important for my course as well. However, one thing I really was glad to get involved with was our My Uni Pal scheme. Now, these are students, actually some of you watching might find this particularly interesting, because they're usually second or third year students, or if you're a particular keen first year student, you can get involved. And they help people with settling into university. So helping people sort of find groups of people to socialise with, just being that friend that everybody really needs at uni, really. That was quite a lot. I loved it.
No, but you're right. It's fantastic. Not course. It's a fantastic opportunity, I think is the right way of putting it. You guys touched on societies. Were there any that you guys joined whilst you were at DMU? Is there, or in Ben's case, obviously still at DMU? Were there any that sort of stuck out for you, or stuff that you really enjoyed from them?
Yeah, I joined Salsa Society. And I never really saw myself as much of a dancer really before, but I saw them practicing and performing, and I was like, I could do that. I quite fancy giving that a go. And honestly, it's probably one of the best things I've ever done. I also got involved with our cocktail society, which did mocktails as well, and that was just really great to meet new people. Ben, I know you were in, was it American football you were in?
Yeah, I was part of the football team first year. So yeah, we read books. We got promoted that year. Actually, it's crazy time, to be honest, because you're going exercise. You train 2-3 times a week. Then you're going to matches on a Sunday, and brand new had a new sports centre as well. So that was brilliant. Yeah.
What were the facilities like there, Ben?
Oh, they're brilliant. The facilities at DMU, they're brilliant. Sort of like, new pitches, everything's basically brand new, especially purpose made. So it was perfect.
Yeah. And I think the QE2 is really great to sort of train and practice in as well. That's their gym. We've got a swimming pool and stuff in there, and that's really cool.
Fantastic. I think one of the important things that's also quite important to highlight when it comes to the sports stuff, because I'm also a former student. I did dodgeball, but I didn't get involved with it competitively because I was really bad at it. But the main thing about it is with all of our sports, you can also get involved recreationally, and it can, and the same for a lot of the societies. A lot of the societies seem like they'd be aimed towards courses, but the main thing is you can get involved with pretty much anything you want. If there's something you want to join as a hobby instead, you can absolutely do that.
Yeah, definitely. All you need is you need yourself and 3 friends, and you can create any society that you want. I know one of our other execs, Dia, and I, we're rather keen on getting a chicken nugget society formed. So if anyone watching fancies that, please do, because we would love to be honorary members.
I would like to know what a chicken nugget society would entail. Do you just meet up and have chicken nuggets? Is that?
Well, we do have a chicken shop society, and all they do is they go around all the chicken shops in Leicester and they sort of like try them and rate them. Yeah, I think that's really cool.
That's fantastic. I love the creativity that people can put into it. But it's an important thing to bring up, because at the end of the day, the SU is working for the students. It's giving things to the students to use and letting you define what your university experience is, if you get what I mean.
Definitely, yeah, 100%.
But yes, one of the other big things that you can get involved with the SU, obviously, is Give It a Go Day and the Raise and Give event. Would anyone like to have a bit of a chat about them? What they are, how people can get involved?
Yeah, I'm happy to take a little bit, Ben, and then if you want to sort of chip in, because I know Rag is sort of Raise and Give is sort of your baby. But last year with Raise and Give, that's sort of like a charitable. It's almost like it is a student group. That if you want to volunteer, get involved with raising money for charities, you're more than welcome to. Last year, we raised money for Woodside Animal Trust, a homeless shelter, and another one that escapes my mind, which is really bad, but I shall remember it. So we did sort of like multiple activities throughout the year to raise money for that. And we had a committee, which Ben will work on for this year as well. So we're really excited. So if you did want to get involved with Raise and Give, go to our website. There'll be some more information about that now. Well, yeah, there'll be more information on the website. Ben, did you want to chat about Give It a Go?
Yeah, Give It a Go is basically if we look to join a society, or if you not sure if you want to join a society or not, they have these days and sessions where you can turn up, no commitment there at all, and you go and have a look. So and see if you like it or not. I know they're quite good days. They're doing events throughout the year. So if you are unsure if you want to join a society or not, or you're thinking, oh, maybe not, just want to Give It a Go sessions. It's absolutely no commitment, and they're absolutely brilliant. You can decide if you want to keep going, or if it's fun. Actually, no, it's not for me. Then that's fine.
I think Give It a Go Day is fantastic. One of my favourite memories when I was a part of Dmu Media was getting people involved, getting them on the air for the first time. It's really fantastic experience to do. One of the other things I was going to say is when with the Raise and Give charities last year, it was Leicester Samaritans, One Roof Leicester, and Woodside Animal Shelter.
Thank you very much. Good research.
Yeah, after a quick Google. But no, it's fantastic to get a chance to do some fun stuff and also raise questions about this kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. And if you get involved with sports in particular, you wanted that sort of like no commitment aspect. DMU also run a thing called Dmu Active. Now these are sort of similar, no commitment sort of sports sessions. And I loved going to yoga throughout the year. I think that was on like a Wednesday or Thursday morning, and they were completely free if you brought your student card. So it's a great way to keep fit as well. I don't know if you guys have been to any.
I went to. I can't remember. It's been a while. It's been a couple of years now, but I think I went to either badminton or tennis. Thanks to Dmu Active, that was really good. It's really great to get involved with that stuff for free as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is really important. It's good to stay active whilst you're on campus. But one of the other things I wanted to bring up was the volunteering opportunities. I think someone mentioned it earlier, but I think it's good to sort of have a bit of a highlight of what you can get involved with DSU when it comes to volunteering.
Yeah. So we've got our My Uni Pal scheme, but it's sort of like, as I mentioned earlier, it's you can get involved with it to help new students settle in at university, which is really, really rewarding. I remember it's just really nice for myself as a student when I got involved, to sort of see people from going from really shy and sort of nervous, as I was when I started, to sort of finding their people, and a lot of that was sort of done through the influence of My Uni Pal. I don't know, Ben, do you have anything more to add about
that? Not too much. Yeah, it's a great scheme. There's lots of volunteering opportunities though across the uni. It's not just My Uni Pal. There's a few others across the university and stuff. So
yeah,
it's a great programs. If you're interested in sort of volunteering, definitely have a look around, because there'll be something for you.
Yeah, there's loads of opportunities. I remember speaking to one of our other executive officers, Aisha, who's student opportunities and engagement, and she got the opportunity to go to New York to volunteer, and she was helping in a soup kitchen over there, which I just think that must be absolutely incredible. And that is an experience she would not have got anywhere else.
No, I was trying to think how on earth you'd even begin to organise that, but it's fantastic that you guys are able to get that sorted for students and be able to provide that for students, for sure.
Yeah.
So on the subject, I think obviously, as we mentioned earlier, it's weird times at the moment, and there's going to be a lot of changes around. So what is the SU going to look like for students in 2020? What are you guys going to be offering for students?
Ben, did you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. We're going to try and do best inductions. We're going to try and get the best induction you guys can get while keeping you safe. We've been announcing all our plans for that on the social media. So if you follow us there, you'll be able to get all the things. Hopefully, the link would come up at some point. There's also sports societies we've already mentioned. That social media, but yeah, if you look there, anything to do with induction stuff, that's all going to be there. So give us a follow. There's also societies and sports clubs, when they can meet and how they can meet. They're all going to be running still. So we'll be offering all that, and we're there to offer you as much support as well as you go through this, because we know it's a difficult time.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there anything else you wanted to pick up on that, Laura? Obviously, Ben mentioned sports clubs and societies.
Yeah, so our sports teams and societies, even when we have had cases, for example, sort of in the past when they haven't been able to meet, all of them have been absolutely incredible in actually engaging with students online. So I know Salsa ran some absolutely incredible online classes, the same as sort of Bollywood did as well. So they're still sort of there and for you, even if something else happens and we can't meet. But obviously, as soon as they can meet, they shall be. We're also still running our course representative system. So as I mentioned that before, that sort of individuals who want to make changes within their courses, that's still happening, that's still working. All of the SU is still working online to support you. We're all still here for you, and we're all only ever a message or an email away. I think we do have our social media banners as well, so they should be coming up shortly.
I will get them up right now for you. There we go. Hello. Yes.
Yeah.
So make sure to follow the pair of Laura and Ben at the banners down below. We do have a question that's sort of relating to sports and societies, saying, does the Students' Union organise anything outside of the uni? They give examples of going trekking or parachute jumping, which is quite an extreme one, I have to admit. But is there much that the Students' Union get to off campus as well as on campus?
Yeah, definitely. I think especially going through societies as well. I don't think we've ever had parachute jumping, but we've definitely had societies going on hikes and sort of big walks together. that would be a very interesting risk assessment. So I look forward to that. If you wanted to create, I don't know, that would probably come under an adventure society, or so that could be quite cool. If you wanted to create that, all you need is yourself and 3 other people to get involved. So I'd really recommend you do that. The information on how to do that is on our website as well.
Yes, absolutely. I'd love to see a parachute jumping society come around next year. I think that'd be absolutely
I'd love
fantastic.
that.
I'd like to get involved. Probably.
Yeah. I want to go back to university now. I might come back and study a master's just so I can go parachute jumping.
Oh, do it.
Yeah.
You've got 1 member already.
Yeah, exactly. Great. We only need 2 more people. But what was I saying? Yes, I did want to highlight with the current pandemic. We saw it at the end of last year. Quite a lot of the societies very quickly adapting to what was going on, and still producing or being able to do what they do. Like one of my favorite things was unfortunately varsity was cancelled last year. So which is when UOL and DMU have matches. So to make up for it, the DMU and the UOL team got together and played FIFA with each other instead. Or there was obviously DMU Media weren't able to access their radio studio, so they started a podcast. So I think the good thing is that a lot of these societies will continue to do stuff, just in a different medium, or adapting slightly if we are still in lockdown when the next year comes around. Fantastic. Cool. So I had a question and it's completely gone, and I do not know where it went.
I think also just sort of like on that point about societies and sports clubs, like it was even really great to see them doing like weekly quizzes and like TikTok challenges and like all sorts of things. Like even if sort of like the worst does happen, which we hope it definitely does not, there's still a great opportunity for you to make friends and get along with people, because I really think joining a society was one of my favourite things about university, so I'd really encourage you to do the same.
Yeah, I do want to say with societies, I think for sure it was how I met a lot of my friends at university. I don't know if that was the same sort of experience for you guys, but obviously you meet people in your course, but being able to branch out is exactly why I would want to get involved with society when you get there. Is there anything in particular about the societies that you guys joined that really stuck out to you as something that you didn't think you would have if you hadn't managed to join?
I think probably myself joining Salsa Society, I think because the course that I did, so I did Arts and Festivals Management and Drama, there wasn't many people in it. So although we were a really close-knit group, I didn't get the opportunity to meet loads of different people from different year groups and that sort of thing. So I think having the opportunity to meet other students in other faculties, for example, some of my closest friends were doing like maths and sort of like sciences. And coming from sort of like a very arts background, I'd never sort of got the opportunity within my course to actually sort of like chat to them. So it was really great to meet them, but also people at different levels of the university as well. So being able to chat to like master students and perhaps like ask them for their advice on how to sort of like structure a question, like an essay question or something like that, was really useful.
Fantastic. Well, we have a couple of questions that we've got to ask. So if you do have any more questions, please do make sure to drop them in the comments, and we will get to them. We will try and cover everything that's being asked of us. But I think the first one, and potentially one of the easiest ones, is what do you like the most about DMU? Ben, do you want to start off with this one?
Yeah, I'll start this one. My answer to that would have to be the community around DMU. Everyone is very friendly, everyone's really nice. There's people everywhere, there's usually people around, and it's just a really nice place to be, and everyone is brilliant and lovely. It's amazing.
Fantastic, very well put. Laura, is there anything you'd like to build on? I can see you just bursting with answers here for this one.
So many things. Again, not biased at all, but I think it's great. Firstly, we call it a 5 minute. I think it's a 5 minute city, or do we call it a 10-minute city? I can't remember. But everything's pretty much in easy reach. Like you're only a short walk away from the centre of town. where there's brilliant like vintage shops, and sort of like there's High Cross as well, which is a shopping centre full of like your high street shops. But also we've got such a brilliant range of museums in Leicester as well. I never thought I'd particularly be interested necessarily in museums, but I found myself wanting to learn so much about Leicester that I could never possibly imagine. The Space Centre in Leicester is one of my favourite places in the world. And that is, if you wanted a museum to visit, I'd definitely recommend there. But also right on our doorstep, actually, we've got the Dmu Museum. That's actually pretty much on campus. It's just across the road from one of our buildings. So I definitely recommend that. There's just so much history in Leicester that is just really interesting city.
Yes, absolutely. I'll apologise. I'll unmute myself. One of the ones in particular, I have to say, I really enjoyed. I don't know if you mentioned it, but the King Richard's Museum, which is not too far off the campus either. It's about a 5-minute walk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is really cool, and you get to see the parking lot where they found him, which was a really, really, like, I didn't connect the two dots until I actually came to Leicester and went, oh, that was that thing that happened 200 years ago.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Leicester's really quite a small city. It's the perfect like balance. I came from I came from the countryside in the middle of nowhere, so I wasn't quite ready for sort of like the biggest sort of like London sort of city. But Leicester's just sort of like enough, and I've got friends from London who sort of think the same, that Leicester's just that really good medium. Like it's a good place to call your own. It's definitely a really homely city.
For sure. I had the exact same sort of experience. I think one of the big things when I was moving to university was having a campus uni, so a university that was its own thing, versus having what I thought was a city uni where you'd have buildings all over the city. But with DMU, it's all like in one place. You can walk out of the computing, engineering, and media one and get to the Students Union in a 2-minute walk.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
for sure. I think
Can't get lost.
No. Well, you could, but it would be difficult.
Yeah.
I've been a good attempt, I'll be honest. I've been a good attempt once or twice.
Yeah, I think Hawthorne Building in particular. But one of the things I did want to ask about was, obviously we have all these fantastic societies and they all have their own thing they get up to. But with the social aspect of societies, that's another thing I sort of wanted to highlight, because there is a great sort of social side to a lot of what the SU gets up to, and it just gives you more and more opportunities to be able to expand your friend group, I'd say. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I think societies do get up to a lot like outside of their actual society groups. Like we've had sort of socials, which are sort of like people going bowling, people going to play laser tag, like all stuff like that, as well as sort of like our nights out as well, which are usually our Wednesday nights, which are usually very popular as well. I think I got the opportunity to meet people from other societies, and it's sort of like that community feel that Ben was talking about. It's really apparent in our societies.
For sure. One of the things I did want to ask you guys is what sort of projects have you got coming up, or what sort of projects are you hoping to be continuing this year that you might have brought in previously?
Yeah, shall I start, Ben? Or do you want to start?
You can start this one.
Okie dokie. So one of the things that I want to do is surrounding interactive teaching. So ensuring that your lectures are sort of interactive, they're engaging, and they're working for you the best way as they possibly can be. The university has actually been amazing in helping me with this, because I started this project last year with our it's sort of like it's a building / sort of like community within DMU called the Centre of Academic Innovation, because we're sort of like sector leaders in interactive teaching. So that has been really exciting to be able to continue. I've also been wanting to work more on a change making community within our course reps. So ensuring that course reps have that community, are able to sort of like meet and network with other course reps and feel empowered to actually make the change, both sort of like at DMU, but also on a wider scale measure as well. So we work with the National Union of Students, NUS, to sort of like create that national change.
Fantastic. Ben, was there anything else you wanted to build on, of anything that you might be interested in? Not interested in, but building on this year even.
Yeah, I'm, as basically started before, I'm quite keen. I've got make sure everyone settles into uni right, gets everyone set up, and so do stuff like little classes if need be, is for that, where people can get the skills they need so they can set to university as easy as they can, as stress free as they can. I'm also quite keen to work around stuff to make sure everyone's mental well-being is all up there. So I know it's take a bit of a toll on some people, particularly in this sort of situation. Hope they make sure that's up there, and also try to do a little bit with the Mandala project, which you'll learn more about. It's a great project, so I try and make sure that that's shown around to students.
You did mention the Mandala project there, which I'm not sure we've actually been over what it is. So would you like to maybe expand on that a bit about what the Mandala project does, what they get up to?
Yeah, they're the domestic and sexual support at the Montfort. So they're so if anything happens, that hopefully it won't, but they're there to support you if this should happen. They also do sort of little events to raise awareness, sort of like the night, where it's walk around the city, and it's all do really good things. Really good project.
Fantastic, yeah. Like the night, Laura, you're quite heavily involved with that, aren't you?
Yes. So I led Light the Night last year. It was probably my proudest achievement as an executive officer. What that is sort of like, as Ben mentioned, Light the Night is a march in solidarity with those who have experienced like sexual abuse. So we got students from all over the university. There was a massive sort of like crowd of us, and we did a march to Town Hall Square. And in Town Hall Square, we had another number of people who were like speaking. We had sort of like poetry recitals. We had all sorts, and it is, I can't even begin to sort of like imagine and explain how empowering it is to be a part of. I think for me, it was also wonderful because I'd been involved with it as a student as well. So as a student, I'd got involved, and we did sort of like sign decorating workshops and t-shirt decorating. And it's a really nice way to sort of get involved with other people who sort of believe the same things you do.
Fantastic, yeah. I think you mentioned we've mentioned a couple of times that we were students previously, but for you guys as executives, obviously DSU is by the students for the students in a way. So
Yeah.
I sort of wanted to explain. I sort of wanted to ask about how you guys came around to being in the positions that you are. How people can get involved with the SU on a level and actually make some really big changes around the university.
Yeah. Ben, do you want to start? Because I suppose you're the newest to the role.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I came around. It was actually my mate who was eventually course rep ready. He was a course rep. Got me involved in what happened on the SU, and I, when I first started, had very little idea what that SU truly did. And since he got involved and started to introduce to it, and then I realised actually this week that I want to be involved in myself. It was everything I learned, everything they do. I'm still learning now, but it's just brilliant, and that's how I started to get involved in it.
Fantastic, Laura. You got anything to add?
Yeah, so I came to DSU similar sort of way to Ben, is I was a little bit involved. So I was a member of some societies, and I had quite a few friends who were really involved. And it was actually sort of as I was sort of speaking about before, those sign workshops. I was in a sign making workshop with one of the previous executive officers who was in my job role, and we were just chatting about what she did. She was telling me that she sort of attends meetings with the university to represent the student voice, and she's able to run campaigns throughout the year to ensure that academic experience is the best it possibly can be. And I thought to myself, I quite fancy that. So I decided to run for elections, because all of us executive officers, as I said at the beginning of the stream, our bosses are you. So you vote us in. You choose who you want to get the job role, dependent on their manifesto. So these are sort of like points of things that they want to change, points of campaigns they want to run. and you have the power to vote us in. So for some of the returning students who may be watching, thank you for re-voting me in. And new students, I look forward to you getting involved.
Fantastic. Election week is a fantastic week on university, on campus. It's absolutely fantastic. And the guys from Demon obviously dole up like a big election night broadcast and all this kind of stuff. It's a really great time to be around, I guess, on campus.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Yeah.
So for sure, one of the things that I wanted to say, what things I wanted to ask even, was your advice for any students, your top tips for any students that might be joining us this year.
Ben, do you want to start? I'll give you the easy option this time.
Okay, nice. I'll if I have top tips, I'll say get involved as much as possible and try to enjoy as much as possible. And the more you get involved in, the more you learn more, you get involved, you get more enjoyment. I say I personally wish I got involved a little bit more, and in my final year that I started to do, I'm going to try and get involved a bit more with some of the things. But yeah, I'll say definitely get involved in everything you can because it is amazing.
Fantastic, thank you very much. Laura, you seem again chomping at the bit to give us all of your hot plans. So please do tell us your top tips for any students that are joining the university.
Yeah. So I think my top tip, sort of more university, more than union side, I suppose. But speak to your academics, speak to your tutors, speak to your personal tutors. At DMU, we are so lucky in that we have so many people here wanting to support you, who all want you to do the best you possibly can be. So get in touch with them, speak to them, let them know what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy, perhaps what you need a little bit of extra help with or extra support with. Also visit the library. May not be the most popular of choices, I suppose, but honestly, our library is absolutely incredible. We've got so many books, ebooks, resources, anything you can name, we've got it, and it's a wonderful building as well.
For sure, I will say I definitely found when I was studying the library was a great use, especially the ebook service, because a lot of the stuff is available online and digitally, and especially at the moment, that's a really fantastic thing to be able to access.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Students' Union is genuinely like fantastic, and the stuff that you guys offer is really great. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys are going to get up to in the next year. And I hope that all of you guys will join us along for the ride.
Okay.
So it's important to mention at the moment that obviously clearing is happening at the moment. The line is open. I'm going to put it up on the screen in just a second. If I can find it, there we go. That's the one I was looking for. So do make sure to head along to 0116-257-7000 if you are interested in joining DMU. And honestly, absolutely go for it. It's a fantastic university. We might be a little bit biased in that, but I think it's pretty great. Thank you guys both for joining us today on this discussion about what the SU can offer everyone. Is there any sort of final words you might have about the SU or just in general? Any final words?
Just, thank you very much for having us. Get involved with your SU. Come to DMU. It's the best. Again, not biased. But yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ben. Any last words?
Yes,
sounds very menacing. I do apologise.
Oh, don't worry. No, again, thank you for having us. I can't wait to see as many of you as possible come to the first term, and yeah, come DMU. It's absolutely brilliant.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for both joining us. I know I've said that a couple of times, but and make sure to keep an eye out for any more live streams that we've got coming up in the near future. If you're interested in DMU, make sure to just keep on having a look at all our socials. We'll be telling you everything that we're up to. Make sure to follow Laura and Ben at let me get the thing up. There we go. At DSU Welfare or DSU Academic. The same goes for your fellow executives who are all doing some really fantastic stuff at the moment. So that would be great to see, to just keep up to date with them. And also in general to follow De Montfort SU to see what we're getting up to see what your new year is going to look like. But yes, thank you very much, and make sure to keep up with us, and we will see you very soon.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. Bye.